This time I got a game from the legendary Yu Suzuki, the creator of such hits as Hang-On, Space Harrier, Virtua Fighter and Shenmue, and it's called A Twister. It was actually released quite a while ago, back in 2022, and was an Apple Arcade exclusive for iOS and macOS devices. On November the game became available on all current platforms, and in this review we will look at the Nintendo Switch version. A Twister is a dynamic and colorful rail shooter. In games of this genre, the character automatically moves forward, and the player's task is to control the position of the hero on the screen, so as not to get under enemy fire, while aiming and shooting back. Under our control is the beautiful Ark, the princess of the fairy tale world of Aya, invaded by aliens called Needlers. Armed with a crossbow and riding a mighty swan, she is ready to fight back and save the planet from the invaders. Funnily enough, what I've described above is all you need to know about the plot. The only briefing you will get is the praise that saves the planet voices at the very beginning. You can learn more about the story of the world, people and creature of this game from these additional text materials that will be unlocked as you progress. However, even though the author left a message, that is all is additional content, and that means the gameplay is primary here. We will talk about it in more detail. A Twister is very much reminiscent of another famous hit, Panzer Dragoon, in which exactly the same dragon rider fights with hordes of enemies on this way. However, our guest has its own features that distinguish it from the project in the game. The game consists of 12 memory stages. In each of them is full measure was able to manifest the rich imagination of the actors. They managed to create truly unique, not similar to each other, phantasmagorical worlds. Some of them may remind Mushroom Kingdom, but not to be found one of the games of the Mario series, but magical and incomprehensible because giant mushroom float in the air and replace the land. Others take us through gardens of giant roses, where it becomes unclear if it's the flowers that are so big or its were so small. Other worlds look like a starry sea or a desert of born dragons, a space turbo-lift mine, a magical castle on floating island, or a virtual space world full of abstraction and shapes. Levels are memorable and not repetitive. The style of each of them is unique. Unfortunately, the locations are absolutely linear, without any variation in the passage and a quiet short. Enemies and running animals in the game match the logical they inhabit. Aliens apparently try to copy all living organisms incrementally, because their design is made with a large share of grotesque. For example, riding a winged elephant that got out of magic lamp, you can fight with evil floor clocks and candelabras that attack you with a ringing alarm clocks. It looks as if you stepped in the animated painting about clocks and time by Salvador Dali. In the Green Garden, the way is blocked by big butterflies, flying jellyfish and mollusks, mosquitoes armed with spiky balls, mechanical scoops and spheres, and the final boss of the game looks like the Angel of Emil from the anime Evangelion. By the way, each stage ends with a boss battle. The boss has both its own unique set of attacks and vulnerabilities. It is the final battles that are most exciting and challenging in the game. Rich customization options, cosmetic and practical. 4 types of weapons are implemented in the game. Each stands out with own feature, which allow you to deal with enemies in difficult places. Bomb, blast, creation of hologram to distract enemies, homing projectile, enhancing shot. 3 kinds of accessories can be put in the hero: a ring, a bracelet and a necklace. This jewelry will create a protective force field around the princess, but a limited number of time and under certain conditions. We would especially like to mention the variety of hairstyles, costumes and makeup. Our warrior can be easily transformed into classic with a broom cap, a erotic kiss fan, a cat girl, an enemy ninja, or a cyberpunk heroine with a holographic glasses. Thanks to the ability to combine appearance, outfit and weapons, each new playthrough becomes more interesting and plays with new colors. I recommend girls to take a bunch of ready-made images for gameplay. During the game, you can hear an epic soundtrack by Dutch composer Valencia, known for more than 3 decades for presenting the musical legacy of Queen's greatest hits in the rock opera genre. The melodies fit incredibly well with the dynamic of the play and the phantasmagoria on the screen. In the intense moments, the music becomes more aggressive, setting a component piece for the action. The extras include the lyrics to each song from the game. Also, an interesting feature with the Nintendo Switch console was the ability to play without a gameplay or Joy-Cons at all. A table alone will suffice. The game is fully revised touch control and any other accessories are not necessary. In fact, a twister can literally be completed in one go. In my first attempt, I beat 10 levels out of 20 available. Had my traction been better, I would have completed the game in a couple of hours. Since the last levels will become much more difficult, there is a pumping system implementing here, something like a roguelike subgenre project. Each time you pass the game, you will collect stars, bonuses, which are the local currency. For them, on a special adventure map, you can get health improvements, ammo, the ability to slow down time, open new accessories, weapons and costumes. After improving about a quarter of abilities and getting most of the weapons, the game completely stops challenging and it's easily possible in literally an hour without significant problems. But to make sure you don't get bored when you already gone through the game and become strong enough, a challenge option is provided. It includes arcade, boss onslaught and survival modes. Gameplay-wise, they are identical to the story mode, but add a challenge and additional pacing condition. Of particular interest are such challenges as Fluffy and Crusher. The Fluffy mode is interesting for changing the entire perspective of the game along with the rules of the usual gameplay. It's a 2D platformer, somewhat reminiscent of the side-scrolling shooter, but without the shooting. Here you guide the hero up and down the screen, trying to collect more stars and dodge enemies flying at you. Without the ability to return fire, dodging becomes just as difficult as the whole series of the game Crusher. It's a logic game where you have to destroy cubes in the correct order in the allotted time. Each cube is numbered. You need to find numbers from 1 to 13 and destroy them as soon as possible. Not the most interesting mod, but can act as a length of time killing instead of usual mobile 3 in a row. In the game there's internal achievements, for which you will receive rewards. According to the principle, they resemble gags. You will be rewarded with stars, thrill tickets and customs for entering the game. The number of completed tasks and destroyed enemies, another option to pump your abilities and appearance. However, I was now able to figure out why thrill tickets are implemented in this game. Technically, they allow you to get a Breeding Garrow once before you unlock it, but the problem is that it takes too many of them to do so. While you are farming them, you will have already earned enough stars to buy whatever you want. In general, it wouldn't make sense if ticket could be bought for real money, so that a particularly lazy player could pass the game from the first time. But such an opportunity is not provided, which makes them just a necessary gacha element. I consider the technical condition of the project to be perfect. It looks good, and I did not notice any drops in frame rate, even in the most dynamic moments. I would like to say a few words about the final. It's an uplifting happy ending. The princess defeats all the enemies, saves the magical world and plants the seeds of new life thanks to her wooden crossbow and its germs. Many years later, the heroine together with her loving husband and wonderful daughter come to his memorable, shrouded in green meadows and flooded with bright sunlight sacred place. Lives go on, and my room close to close. Air Twister is fourthly a logical successor of Space Harrier and Panzer Dragoon, combining all the basic elements inherent to the charm. A rich journey through many unique worlds and wide possibilities of character customization avatars. Some of the songs from the game's soundtrack were included in the playlist of my girlfriend, who was watching the playthrough. So good they were. However, I do not want overall of difficult level. I am not a hardcore gamer, but even I found myself lacking some kind of challenging too quickly. Also, some elements like the trial trigger seem superfluous. It would be better to be more mods and levels of the main games instead. Thank you for watching.